Your mind is your last fortress of privacy, the one place no one can enter. But what if its gates were suddenly thrown open, exposing every secret thought to the world? Humanity would be forever changed. And let's find the answer to the question, what if? Imagine a world where your innermost thoughts are no longer private. The immediate consequence would be the utter collapse of all deception. Lies would become inconceivable, as every hidden agenda, unspoken judgment, and fleeting moment of insincerity would be instantly exposed, rendering traditional manipulation and deceit obsolete. This radical transparency would permeate every interaction. From casual greetings to high-stakes negotiations, every social exchange would become an open book, devoid of subtext or hidden meanings, only raw, unfiltered thought. Psychologically, the initial shock would be immense, marked by a constant, overwhelming mental noise from others. This could lead to either profound new levels of empathy and genuine understanding between people, or crippling anxiety and a desperate search for mental quietude, forever altering our individual and collective inner landscapes. Society's core structures would profoundly reshape. Political landscapes would radically change. Hidden agendas and backroom deals would vanish. Leaders chosen for pure competence and altruism under constant scrutiny might achieve hyper-efficient governance or face paralysis from overwhelming thoughts. Justice would revolutionize, targeting malicious intent and pre-thought, not just actions. Guilty would encompass the mental journey to a deed, potentially leading to preemptive interventions or a re-evaluation of accountability based on transparent internal processes. Economically, negotiations would become utterly transparent. Advertising would genuinely reflect needs. Exploitative practices would be impossible, fostering potentially equitable, yet perhaps stagnant markets. Societal foundations would rebuild on absolute mental honesty. In a mind-reading world, our most intimate connections would face profound changes. Love and friendship could reach incredible depths, built on absolute truth and understanding. Imagine bonds forged purely on genuine thoughts, free from pretense. However, this radical honesty also presents challenges. Constant vulnerability might lead to perpetual conflict or force us to redefine personal space within intimate relationships. Family dynamics would transform as children's every thought and fear become transparent, creating new burdens for parents, whose own hidden anxieties would also be exposed. This demands new forms of communication and emotional regulation within the family unit. Ultimately, trust would shift from spoken words to the acceptance of raw, unfiltered internal thoughts, forcing a reevaluation of personal boundaries and what constitutes a healthy individual and communal space in this utterly transparent existence. The dawn of shared consciousness would herald an era of unparalleled collaboration. Ideas, theories, and solutions would spread instantly, dramatically accelerating innovation and collective intelligence. This seamless exchange could lead to incredible scientific and technological leaps. Though it might challenge traditional notions of individual authorship, art and expression would also transform, emerging from shared mental landscapes. Artists could convey collective emotions and concepts directly, fostering a richer, more profound cultural exchange beyond traditional mediums. Furthermore, communication itself would evolve. Humanity might develop direct thought-to-thought interaction, rendering spoken language less efficient. This could foster universal understanding, but might also diminish the nuance and poetry inherent in our current forms of expression. Imagine our very human essence reimagined in a world of open minds. Mental resilience would become our most vital skill, demanding advanced techniques to manage constant mental noise. Cultivating inner quietude, perhaps even developing mental filters, would be crucial for sanity, making practices like meditation essential survival tools. Our concept of individuality, the self, would dramatically evolve. How do you maintain a distinct identity when all thoughts are potentially public? The self would be constantly defined by internal monologue and external mental input, pushing us towards either a collective consciousness or a deeper, more resilient personal core. This transparency would also birth a new ethical framework, redefining good and evil by judging intent over mere actions, fundamentally transforming our moral philosophy and societal norms. Mind reading means total transparency, reshaping society, relationships, and ethics, bringing deep connection or overwhelming vulnerability. In your opinion, what if everyone could read other people's minds? Share your thoughts in the comments.